Welcome to another episode of Pistons of Fury. In this episode, we're working on the small block in my 1966 Dodge Coronet Wagon. Stay tuned. Alright, so this is a 318 small block, came out of a early 70s Dodge Dart. It was just a Craigslist motor. The original motor in this gave up, so dropped this one in. It's got a leak somewhere down here below this spacer in front of the water pump, so I've got to pull the entire front assembly of the engine off, and I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. It's kind of windy out here today, but I've got to break in the rain, so I've got to do this. So less talking, more working. I'm gonna get started. Alright, so that was a mess. Basically, I've got all the accessories pulled off, drained the radiator, flushed out the engine. You probably saw me in here with a hose. I just wanted to get all the rust and everything that's been accumulating in there out of there. So now I've got to pull off this front pulley and damper. I'm hoping I have the right tools for that, and I'm hoping I can squeeze my impact wrench into there without having to take off the radiator, because that would be yet another thing that I have to do. Yeah, so I'm gonna get set up to do that and keep going. Okay, so we are back with the Dodge Coronet, what was supposed to be just a gasket fix, and is now, as these things do, snowballed into a little bit of a bigger project. So this timing chain, as I found last time, very, very loose. It's trash. And while I was playing around with that, I also discovered this awesomeness here. So if I pull on the crank, I can actually get it to move what looks like
I don't know how much space that is. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch, which I'm pretty sure is outside of whatever the specifications are for that, which means I've got a thrust bearing that's likely trashed somewhere down in there. So I bought all the parts already. I'm gonna put this thing back together and just drive it really sparingly, but that looks like it could be the end of this little 318, which is too bad. It's been a nice little engine. Yeah, so I've got a new timing chain. I'm gonna get this one pulled off, put that on, and see what I can get back together. Alright, so what I've got here, this is a Cloy's double roller timing chain. So it's got 2 sprockets versus the single sprocket that's on there currently. And it looks like this one's set up for multiple different, I guess through the years Mopar had different shape, what is that called, notch, guide, different shapes of guides. So this one has a square one, a rounded top, and then like kind of a diamond thing. The crank that I have is just square, so that's what I'm going to be using. And this one has a notch here as well. I'm assuming the cam has a notch, and you just take the old ones off and put the new ones on. It looks like the bottom gear I am going to have to get some kind of puller and pull off, so I'm going to see if I can figure that out now.
Okay, so we're back. This is day 2 of Coronet engine maintenance, I guess we can call it. I've got a bunch of new parts in that just came in. I basically got everything I need to put back together the front of the engine. I got the new timing chain on there, and today it's just going to be cleaning up some of the parts that came off, throwing on some new gaskets, new water pump that comes out the right side. I'll explain what I'm doing there. And then hopefully we can get everything put back together. One thing I do realize is that I have to change the oil because I got some coolant in there and some other stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to be starting it today in this episode, but I am going to get everything put back together. So let's get started. Okay, well, one thing I just realized is I was comparing water pumps as I was waiting for this gunk stuff to dry, and I realized that I don't actually have fittings on this new pump. So I may have to run down to the store. As you can see here, the old one has these 2 fittings for heater hose and I guess coolant bypass. The new one has threaded inserts, but no fittings, so awesome. Alright, so I've got a can of fittings, and I'm just going to see if I can actually find something to make this water pump work without having to go to the store. Okay, well, this is where we have to unfortunately end the episode on this one. This project, this episode kind of kicked my ass. It was originally just supposed to be something pretty simple, right? So just find gasket that's broken, replace gasket that's broken, and that's it, right? It's supposed to have a happy ending. But, you know, as you guys probably know, these things don't always work out that way. What I ended up finding when I got in there was basically an engine that's done. So that kind of killed my enthusiasm for the project partway through, and really made me rethink the approach I want to take with it. So I already ordered new parts by the time I found that. So I put the new timing chain on, have the new water pump on, have all the new gaskets on. The problem is I got a little ambitious when I ordered my parts, and I ordered a new water pump that would reposition my radiator hose so it was more closer to the stock routing, which I wanted, which would have been a good thing, except the actual mounting points on my new water pump completely changed all the bracketry and everything for the power steering pump. So now I have it kind of half assembled and nothing is lining up. So I'm gonna have to basically do some really hacky kind of stuff, like throw washers in there to space things out. Mainly because I don't want to spend time fabricating brackets for an engine that's pretty much toast. So my goal, I don't know if I'm gonna make it into a new episode, I might. But basically I just need to get that car moving, I need to get the engine running again, got to change the oil because it's got coolant in it. And I need that running so I can get out of my driveway and bring other cars in and do some other stuff on my other cars. So that's where we're ending the episode today. A little bit of defeat, so somber note. But on the positive side, there will be an engine swap coming in that car at some point, hopefully in the near future. I need to get the Mustang out on the road and running. So I've got some garage space to work in, but that's the good news. That's good news for the channel. We're gonna do something interesting. We're not going plain Jane Mopar in that thing. We're gonna do something maybe a little bit edgy, probably gonna ruffle some feathers, make some people angry, most likely. But hey, that's the fun stuff. So thanks for watching. If you like it, please subscribe. There's plenty more to come on that car, definitely, on the Mustang I'm working on. I have a Cherokee, I'm gonna be doing some work on that. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.